Hey there, welcome back. I'm Ron Mullet. My latest project is building a pedestal for a big 7-foot round farm table. These are all 3.5 inches and I had to cut these long miters. So I needed to make a miter sled for my bandsaw because my table saw blade wouldn't raise up high enough to cut this. It was quick and easy, so let's get going. The first thing I did was get a scrap piece of oak and cut it down so that it fits in the miter slots level with the table. I'm going to show you two different ways to make this sled, actually to make the fence on the sled. The first one was just quick and easy, a couple clamps and a little piece of wood and a screw. But the second one is more versatile and it's a lot more adjustable, so I hope you stick around to see both of them. For the sled, I use a piece of 3/4 inch plywood that's 24 by 30 inches. Now, of course, you can do whatever size you want. I run it against my bandsaw fence and cut a kerf approximately 12 inches deep. Now I'm going to cut a couple real thin strips of wood and put down in the miter gauge slots. That raises the sled rails up just a little bit above the surface. Then I'll get some instant glue and put on the rails. Now be careful here because I made a mistake. I didn't put enough glue on here and then afterwards it just kind of broke loose, so I had to kind of go back and redo that. I do some lines on the bottom of the plywood where the rails would be, and then I put accelerator on that. Without moving the fence, I put the plywood back down and just pressed it down onto the rails. Next is mark a line on the top of the sled where the rails are at, and then put 3 screws in each rail. Okay, now this is the first quick and easy way to put a fence on this sled. I've established that I want my miter cut to be 33 degrees. So I take my protractor, line it up with the groove that the bandsaw blade is going to be in, and then just mark a line. Next, I'll take my post and lay it on that line and adjust it where I want the cut to start. And then I just add clamps to the other end and that'll secure it to the sled. And now for the quick and easy fence. Just get a little block of wood, drill a hole in it that a drywall screw will go through. Make sure that the post is still lined up with the line you had, and then put that little piece of wood in, drill the drywall screw through it, and now you've got a fence where it's blocked and it won't move. Okay, let's see how good a cut this makes. With the bearing set about 1.5 inches, 2 inches above the workpiece, I make a nice smooth cut. Now I've sped this up a little bit, so let's check this. Okay, I set this fence up to cut a 33-degree angle. Let's see how close I got it. Now this is my first cut on this fence. Yeah, I'll take 33.1 degrees. For everybody that's still here, I'm glad you're still with me. Now I'm going to show you how I made the adjustable fence for this sled. I first made a profile of the piece that I'm going to be cutting. Now you can make this fence as elaborate as you want to, but I just took 2 pieces of oak, screwed them together so I've got an L shape. And then I take and drill a hole and put a drywall screw in it and screwed this in directly in line with the kerf of the saw blade so that the pivot point is directly in line with that blade. Next, I lay my profile piece against the fence and adjust it to the angle I want to cut it. and then I take another drywall screw and put it through a hole that I've drilled in the other end of the fence. I use drywall screws because they go in and out of that plywood real easily, and they don't make damaging holes. Now I'm going to take the piece that I'm going to cut, put it against the fence, and line the cut line up with the kerf and clamp it down. This is a very secure clamp position. All right, so that made a nice cut. The other end of this piece, I have to make a different angle. So I'll take my pattern again, lay it down. I remove that back screw so it'll pivot on the front screw. Line up the pattern, and then reinstall that screw in a different place. Now the one nice thing about it, you've got two holes here, so if you have to go back and redo the other original angle, you can put that back screw right back in that hole and you're right back where you started from. Or you can even put degree marks on there somehow. There's a world of things you can do with this sled. I clamp the new one on, and then I can also add a stop block at the end of this piece so that I can make repeatable cuts, because I have 4 of these to do. Like I said, quick and easy. If you like this or any of my other videos, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe to my channel. I'll see you on my next one.